Well, hello there guys, and welcome back to another Mius-Front video. We are of course playing as the Soviets here, trying to grab a victory from the Germans in Stepanovka. That's right, we're leading the assault into this area, and actually I'm just going to go ahead and give a few movement orders to my men before I even get started in the game. But as you can see, we've got some beautiful T-34s here, more than ready to get into the action, and I think I'm probably going to go ahead and assault this way. Some of these guys will move quickly, others not necessarily, but one thing is certain, guys, we are on the offensive, and that means we need to push forward and attack. We're probably going to be the ones getting hit this time, without a doubt, but I think it's all worth it, and as you can see here, I'm doing a lot of different kinds of attacks, actually. Some of them not even really paying attention to, but in general I'm doing assaults, I'm doing attacks, offensives. This is all basically an offensive action. We're letting our boys know that we want them to do a lot of damage to the enemy here. So let's go ahead and let's get the game started. Of course, our great Red Army will begin to move, and we'll take a look here. It sounded a lot more Finnish than Russian. Let's take a look over here. And as you can see, guys, we've got some beautiful tanks here already moving towards the enemy. I can't wait to see how our T-34s perform in battle, but again, this is not a campaign. This is really just me having fun and showing you guys some awesome parts of the game. And right now, this is definitely an armored offensive, and I want to see how this armored offensive goes. Love to see. God, I love that dust getting kicked up just from movement. It's like little things like that, you know, little bits of information like that I really love in a game. Very specific, and it's definitely a plus. Look at that. That's just a tank line right there. That's gotta terrify the Germans at least a little bit. Am I right, guys? We'll have to see. Are they gonna move in formation? I think they are. Remember, guys, this is an operational level war game, so often the units will sort of take orders from each other and work together, and as you can see, that's exactly what they're doing right here. So these tanks are moving together across this area to reach the Germans. We will return, guys, when we have our first contact. Alright, guys, we have come up across the Mius-Front, of course, and our first enemy is going to be, believe it or not, an anti-tank gun. So that makes sense. We're going to try to target it and take it out as soon as possible. Obviously, it's much harder to hit it when we're in a forest like this. The trees are in our way. But I hope we can get close enough. As you can see, our other tanks are already opening up, and there we go. Glorious hit on Fritz. And he's definitely hurting there. As you guys can see, I don't think there's anything left of that gun, but without a doubt... Wait a minute, actually there is a doubt. I don't think we took it out totally, but we definitely had to do some damage to it. Also, over here to the left, guys, we've got an enemy trench. Gustav's trench line. We're going to have to deal with this. Alright, that AT gun is definitely still effective. Oh, shit. Zverev just got hit so hard there. I'm hoping he can return fire. Looks like we've got some incoming artillery, guys, and actually, that might be outgoing. That's awfully close to their trench, and this might actually be our own artillerymen dropping some bombs in this general area to get rid of these guys in the trench, as well as get rid of the AT gun. As you can see, we've hit that thing with a direct hit twice, and still our rounds have not managed to go through. There we go. That worked. And as you can see, we broke the wheel off, and definitely useful. Here we go, guys, an airstrike. What is going on? Oh, no. Don't tell me that an airstrike coming this way. This is not good. This better be our plane. We're about to see, guys, because if the enemy is going for an airstrike on these tanks, I'm going to be very, very sad. Take half of these boys and break off to the east. Towards Stepanovka. Stepanovka! Should definitely have some infantry here, but oh well. And the reason I say that is because, you know, infantry is especially useful when you've got a bunch of tanks everywhere. We need infantry to sort of even it out. There we go, guys, finally taking out the AT gun. And of course, now our infantry is approaching. I'm going to have these guys specifically go ahead and just do a assault on the trench line. And let's see, here we go, the bombs are incoming. Like I said, guys, I mentioned this in the first video. I'm not sure how many of you remembered it, but the Mius-Front was a German trench line that went almost 38 kilometers in its deepest zone. So you guys have to understand, just every trench we take is a victory, but there are so many more trenches after that. I mean, it's amazing how tough this is. And look at those. Our guys are really hitting that AT gun hard because it seems that every time we destroy it, one of the men recrews it. I don't think they're going to be recrewing it this time, though. They look pretty dead. All right, no real airstrikes yet. That's good. Somebody was asking me in another video whether or not there is a camera in this game. unlike the other ones. And, or I should say, there was one in the last game in Graviteam Tactics, and why isn't there one in this game during battle? I'm not sure. I've noticed that right up here there is a camera icon, so when we hit this, we do get the view of this particular unit, but I've noticed it's not true with all units. A lot of the times this icon's not available, and I don't know why that is. So let's take over here a look at Zverev and see how his camera is doing. He's in a lot of smoke here. Now, thankfully, he's not the one hit, but he's definitely getting prepared to fire here. Alright, we're going to try to flank past the enemy. Basically move past these AT guns, and you can see all the fire, all of the damage here. Orlov is throwing nades to try to get into the enemy trench line, and it's working. I mean, I'm actually going to set Orlov. Holy crap! Amazing job. I'm actually going to set Orlov over here. I'd love them to defend this area. And if we could take a trench, why not, right, guys? Is that a PPSH? No, it's a DPSHK, sorry. I love how he's firing it, though. He just dropped, but the way he was firing it was really, really cool there. Just kind of holding it up, and probably not the most effective way of firing a heavy machine gun, but it did look cool, and that's what's important. Here we go, more incoming, guys. Alright, so we still have enemies over here. Keep going, boys. Wow, alright, so they're definitely dropping some sort of either plane, either air attack or possibly just artillery attack on this area, and I know why they're doing that. It's exactly what I do when I'm in the same battle, to stop the Russians from advancing. So they don't want us to get past this tree line, and that makes sense, but we're going to keep moving. As you can see, our tanks are still more than able to fight, and we're getting closer and closer to Stepanovka, and our tanks are actually rolling past a lot of enemy infantry units, as you can see here. They're pretty terrified, and I can't blame them, but this is exactly what we're going for here. I'm actually going to take these guys, Doljinsky and Kitschko, and I'm going to move this way. There we go, guys. Enemy planes. Or are they enemy planes? They might be our planes. We're going to get a closer look. These might be STUKAS. These are STUKAS, my friends. Let's take a look here. Maybe not. Maybe not. Yes, they are. They are German planes for sure. Or are they? God, this is confusing. See, because they are green, but I think they have to be German planes. We're bombing an area over here where enemies are firing at us. So I think those are definitely our planes. Great job. And let's take a look at the damage that the bombs caused. Absolutely awesome. As you can see, we turned this AT gun, or, this AT gun into mincemeat. That's not going to be bothering us anymore, as well as a bunch of other guys here. Look at that guy in this shell hole. There's more enemy contacts. Let's take a look. So there are going to be some enemy contacts at Stepanovka, which is unsurprising, really. Got a few more guys moving up here. Senikov is one of them. We want to make sure that this unit is able to take over Stepanovka as best they can. But this is one of the few infantry units that we have assisting our tank army to charge here. Don't let him get close! Fritz is right there, man. Come on. Alright, I'm going to go this way. Back up a little bit. Oh! It's a nasty hit on the tank. Masov. And we're actually still advancing incredibly. In fact, I want to move this guy back because there are enemy infantry there. Kind of annoying. And look at that, guys. Somebody opened fire. That might have been our tank. Just opened fire on one of their SDKFZs, Romanov. And that might be a kill. Definitely looks like they're in trouble. Boom! If they weren't dead before, they are now. Go, guys. Incredible incoming fire from our planes, and this is why I'm so crazy. I totally forgot I was playing as the Russians. I was thinking I'm playing still as the German campaign. So yeah, that's why I said STUKAS. No, those were definitely Russian planes. That makes absolute sense. I was like, why are they attacking the enemy, but they look like my planes? Because they weren't, Agrippa, you fool. Of course not. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look over here. Kozlov has some very awesome artillery. I want to see if we can hit this tremendous amount of enemy infantry here. This is just a huge trench works, and if we can crush Gustav's trench works here, Ivan will be very happy. So I'm going to keep moving forward, as you can see, just right across these. And I'm not sure if this is the greatest idea. I'm hoping we can kill some of these guys just by crushing them. That's probably not realistic, though. It also looks like our planes have hit Another AT gun over here, which is very useful. I'm going to go ahead and turn this gun forward. For those of you that wonder how do you do that, well, all you really do is you select the rotate button and you push forward. At this point, the turret, unless it's damaged, which it might be, will begin to move forward, because it does look kind of stuck, which is weird. Enemy contact, once again. So, of course, we knew about this, but I mean, look at that. Our Air Force is doing a tremendous damage here. I'm not sure what planes the Russians used in terms of bombers. I would guess MiG-3s, that sort of thing. But that is effective, to say the least. They really look more like rocket bombers, to be honest. Alright, here we go. And this is definitely a Stuka. This is an enemy plane coming in because they're coming direct. No, actually, maybe not. Sorry. It's ours. It's our boys once again. Glory to the Soviets. That's what I like to see. And as you can see, they're just dropping bombs all over this area. Oh, I would hate to be on the ground right now. That's definitely a Soviet plane. Actually, even opening fire out of the back. That guy's got balls. So he's still opening fire on the infantry on the ground from his rear gun. That's something that I would love to know actually happened in World War II, because that would be pretty awesome. We've got a tremendous amount of infantry here, guys, and I think the best thing to do is, at this point, start moving them forward. I really wanted to weaken this area before we move the infantry forward, basically weaken it with my tanks, weaken it with the artillery, and it's still not very weak, you know, truth be told, but it's a little better than before. And I think if we set up our tanks around here, we're going to get a lot of great hits. Sadly, Romanov, our other tank, is dead. Destroyed. Someone was. Was that us? Oh, that was the STKFC. I sworn something was on fire, but I guess Romanov's alright. Alright, fair enough. Keep up the fire, men. We go more incoming air attacks, guys. Of course, I'm not going to let you miss that. Are you guys crazy? This is my favorite part. The incoming air attacks are so far one of the things I love the most about Mius-Front. So let's go ahead and just want to get really close here. So a little bit of lag once we get into these extreme situations, which it's not bad lag. It's sort of like I can deal with it. It just sort of slows down the game slightly. As opposed to like being choppy and this sort of thing. But look at that. I mean, the Germans are not happy. Not at all. Any more bombs, man? I think it was just a machine gun run. Emptying out the rest of their guns. Hey, who can blame them? Of course, the enemy is trying to take out our planes here. Wow, look at that. Really effective fire by the enemy on these planes, actually. And there we go, another bomb dropped, so we've got to keep hitting this area. And right now, Dolzhinsky and, of course, Mikhaev are getting some direct shots. But look at that. They hit our plane. One of the bullets, the tracer rounds actually flew off the plane. So they're definitely getting some hits there. But I hope that we're also doing a lot of damage. Let's go ahead and set some targets for our boys, make it just a bit easier for them to spot the enemy. What the hell are these Russians doing off to my left? These Germans, excuse me. Boom! That was a great hit on the AT gun. I saw some blood there, but I'm not sure if it was infantry or AT gun. Either way, guys are getting some great shots. Hitler wept. Glory to the Soviets. Right now, the enemy is just in a lot of trouble. Of course, I'd love to get to 203.9, which is the objective, or to Stepanovka West. It's not always going to be possible, though. And actually, right now, you can see kind of how our tanks are dealing with the center of town. It looks like they've destroyed quite a lot here, including enemy trucks. But, of course, we've still got enemy infantry in these buildings. And that's a problem, but not one that's going to make us lose. So I'm going to keep attacking over here. Let's see if we can't take one of these victory points from the enemy. Why the hell not? There we go. More incoming air attacks. It looks like our planes are in a little bit of trouble. Pretty soon, they're going to have to either go back to base or they're going to crash. This guy, in fact, is on fire. Almost certainly. We can actually see it on his left wing. There we go. Another hit on our plane. Oh, no. Go back to base. You are not a traitor. We swear we won't send you to Siberia. But, yeah, that guy has definitely been hit more than once. We're going to follow him on his trajectory. Because I'm guessing he's either going to crash Or if he's extremely brave, go in for another attack. Oh no, 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 no. Too low, too low. Too low. Too low. Oh. Pull up. Yuri, you can do it, Yuri. Oh, nice. He's alright. He's okay. Yuri is great. And as you can see, he's just going in for another attack. Brave bastard that he is. Going to turn back around and hopefully drop some more bombs on that trench line, the Mius-Front. But it's sort of really the front line of the Mius-Front, of course. Which is right there. It's really my main point of contention, and all those shell holes are so useful for future battles because that essentially allows you to use these as defensive points in future battles. You could defend here, set up a huge trench line in these holes, essentially, and really put up a great fight. Or you could use it to assault. You know, it's got a good cover position, so you advance across it, and when you need to take cover, you do so. So it makes sense why Mikhaev wasn't able to move that turret. There's something wrong with the turret. It could be any number of reasons, and this is actually the first time we had a very common problem for tanks on the Eastern Front. One of our tanks just became bogged down in mud. No way to get him out until we get a truck, tow truck, etc., which is not going to happen in this mission. So let's see if we can push our way out. There we go. It's going pretty well. And he got out. He got very lucky there. And we're just going to keep moving forward. Now, he still might be bogged down. In fact, I think he is. But we tried, right? Come on! The little T-34 that could. Apparently not. Alright. There we go, another air attack on their front line. And of course, this is just machine gun air attacks. There we go. No, that's got to be rockets. Very, very nasty little air attacks. Whoa! That was a bomb being dropped. Great shot by our men. And the enemy is badly damaged here, to say the least. I want to take a look at our infantry, and as you can see, they're advancing, guys. The great Soviet horde is advancing, but you must be patient. We're also going to attack the enemy here. It seems like they've got some enemies, or some guys here. Some Germans. We want to hit them hard and take over this trench area. Take a look at Kozakov. Come on, man. Just one day in the life of a Russian soldier. So they know that there's extreme danger ahead. They're not going to stop. Come on, Kozakov. There's a few kills over there, but we know this is a very dangerous area. And as you can see, they're moving up extremely stealthily. You can see our air attacks continuing in the background. But I want to see how this soldier deals with this. Man, don't approach so slowly. Throw the grenade. Throw the Molotov. Something. There we go. Our guy's getting down. I hope he's getting ready to throw a grenade, because if not, he's getting himself ready to get killed. Boom! Glory! Glory to the Soviet Union! That was awesome. And that's what I'm talking about. It's definitely going to get rid of a few Germans. And it looks like he's just firing his Mosin. Trying to get a few extra kills. It looks like that German is pretty badly wounded. In fact, two of these guys are pretty badly wounded. Good shot, gentlemen. And it looks like he got hit, sadly. Oh, our Russian friend went down. Let's hope it's just a wound and that he'll return to the battle. He's still moving. So let's hope that that's a good sign. That might have been Zverev getting all those great shots. Yeah, it certainly was. You can see that these tanks certainly are useful for breaking through the Mius-Front. Almost essential, you know. They are made to attack enemy armor, but of course tanks can be used to attack infantry. And in this case, they're extremely useful. Obviously, if you're using them both in conjunction with each other, they would be even more useful. At this point, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to set up a bunch of targets here. I'm going to do the same with Mijayev. I think I already have. Yes, I have. Fire on Fritz! Do not let the German escape, man. There we go. That's the machine gun right there at the front of the T-34 blasting away. And that's specifically what we use to deal with infantry units. It looks like our air attack, I mean, very effective first of all, but is it over yet? No! We still got more incoming air attacks, and I love it. See over here a few flags. So there are some German commanders in this area. It definitely looks like a command area. So I'm hoping by pushing through here we can dislodge the Germans, get rid of their best officers, or some of their best officers anyway, and really show these guys we mean business. And they're going to throw some anti-tank grenades almost certainly. go. Okay, Mishaev might be in trouble. There we go. Flame tank. Rajmanov. That's what I like to see. That flamethrower will bring depth upon the entire German Reich. There we go. Some more flames. Oh, man. You gotta love that. That's gonna clear this front with ease. Of course, if they have some AT guns to take out these tanks, it's not gonna clear it with ease, but holy crap, am I happy with this first attack. We've taken a number of trenches. Of course, even when we run through these trenches with these tanks, we haven't killed everybody in them. You know, it's amazing how tanks can miss a tremendous amount of enemy infantry units. And that's definitely what's occurring here. There we go. Boom! Wow, that was really close to Rajmanov. Incredibly, it was not a hit at him, but I still want to keep moving. Wow, look at that. Those are huge hits. I don't even know where that's coming from. We still need to move forward with the infantry. So let's take a look. It's going to take a while. I mean, these guys, you know, they don't move forward instantly, but as you can see, they have taken out those Germans in that trench line, so now we just keep moving. Goes to Stepanovka West as well, guys. Boom! Alright, Group Kemenko. Let's take a look over here. Alright, so the enemy is definitely engaging. As you can see, they've already hit a few of our infantry as they advance. In fact, this guy's kind of just holding his wound. So we want to keep that in mind. Like, we know that the enemy is going to have some infantry units waiting for us. And our tank's whole job is to break through these trenches and make it easier for our infantry to advance. So we need to make sure that that's the case. And right now, as you can see, our guys are opening fire. TPSH, they're being very, very careful as they advance. It's essentially advance fire here because they know that the enemy is still in these trenches. We've killed a lot of them, most of them, with our air attacks and our tank assaults, but not all of them. Dolginski. Alright guys, Dolginski's going right past the trenches we were just at. Hoping we can get a few shots on these infantry units. But this is more than enough to cause us some problems. So I'm actually going to send Dolginski this way, more to the east essentially with an attack. And on the way he can take out some of these enemy units. I hope so anyway. Are you firing at Dolginski? Don't aim at me, you crazy bastard! Alright, I see what he's doing, because we still got guys moving into Stepanovka. Let's try and make that a lot easier. Nice shooting, Dolginski. Or Dolinskish, rather. Probably more Dolinskish than Dolginski. Now we've got some mortarmen back here. And why the hell not? I'll have them fire on that position, but do I find it to be that important? Yeah, more or less. Still, this is not actually a victory point, as you guys can see. We're not getting any victory points by taking this place out. All we're really doing is opening up a very important part of the battlefield here so that we can advance next time, or later in this battle, towards the enemy positions. Dolinskish. So that attack is coming in very soon. As you can see there, the percentage is stacking up, and eventually we will begin bombardment on this area, wipe out even more Germans. There we go, and we don't even need bombs when we've got those flame tanks. Oh, but they're still coming in, of course. The Germans are in trouble, guys. Look at them running in panic. That guy got lucky. He was on fire. He got a nice little shot to put him out of his misery. But, of course, just look at that spread. Unbelievable. Throwing some nades. We've got some Germans over here throwing some grenades. Fire, glorious Russia. Let's take a look at Romanov. Come on, Romanov, show us some of that flame. Nice. Definitely opening fire with the machine gun, but possibly trying to save his ammo. And I don't even know, with a tank like this, how much fuel, or I should say, how much gas they have. Fuel, gas, to be able to use up a flamethrower. I mean, how much is that? Are you using your own engine's fuel to do that, or is there a separate tank? And how much fuel is in that tank? Because these things can go on for quite a while. Captives taken, guys. It looks like some of the Germans no longer want to fight, and who can blame them? I don't know how this prisoner is going to survive, though, with a constant stream of machine gun fire. It's kind of like playing the absolute worst game of Limbo you could actually play. Very dangerous game of Limbo. There we go. Oh! Oh, there's one right there. Reminds me of a Metroid Prime level. Just a bunch of lasers coming out of nowhere. It's definitely terrifying. So we're going to keep attacking. As you can see, Romanov has already done that. And just now our artillery came in. A bit late, actually, if you ask me. Don't really need it now. In fact, now we're advancing with our infantry, and the artillery is not going to be very helpful. In fact, it's going to be deadly. But our infantry has arrived here, or at least is beginning to arrive. And we're going to start moving forward. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that these guys are firing on a specific target, and that's going to be this area right here. We've already got some infantry units deep into battle with the Germans. Whoa, that was very weird. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to hit the camera, because we want to see Nikolsk's fight. Commissar Nikolsk, you can do this. Shoot him! Shoot him! This commissar is just in the middle of nowhere. The lone commissar. As long as you can keep advancing, it's all I care about. Incoming fire. Keep your head down. Alright, got some beautiful incoming fire there from our artillery. And some of it is popping back here. In fact, that's Mikolov. One of our guys went a little too fast, a little too far, I should say, and unfortunately ended up behind the lines. But we haven't lost nearly any tanks but him. I mean, it's amazing. And of course, we've got some more Germans surrendering. There we go. That's the kind of effective artillery fire I'm talking about. Shrapnel shot all over the enemy. And as you can see, this enemy is advancing, or pulling back, I should say, while we are advancing. And we've got that PPSH, the assault PPSH. Fire, men, fire! Glorious. Love that burp gun. Just keep firing it at the enemy until we just overrun them entirely. And it does look, guys, like we took Stepanovka West, which is a major victory. We're going to use the rest of these guys to flank the enemy here, and we'll bring the rest of these guys up. Of course, if I was playing a campaign, I would take this battle much more seriously. I'd be watching every single point of the battle at all times. But here, I really just want to impress you guys. Just want to show you guys some cool scenes, and so far, we're getting some great shots here. Continue firing, men. Oh, that was a lucky one, guys. Right there, look at that. Our men are basically having to do little to no shooting at all because our artillery is chewing up the Germans without any assistance whatsoever. And that's beautiful. There we go, more fire. It's really the way it has to be done. It's almost World War I tactics. You have to absolutely bomb the living hell out of a trench position before you even think about attacking it. And tanks make it even easier. Nice shot, Romanov. We'd also send a few squads here of infantry just to clear out the town. We actually do have a few squads of infantry here already kind of doing that, but I would want to be really thorough because I know that there are absolutely Germans still in this town, in these buildings. They're hidden, but they're around. Nice shooting, boys. Oh, that prisoner just got killed over here on the left side. I don't know if you guys caught that. I said it right as it occurred, so if you guys go back on the video slightly, you will spot it. But that guy was actually trying to surrender, and a bit of shrapnel definitely caught him in the back. I'm assuming it's shrapnel. It could have been a bullet, but I think it was almost certainly shrapnel. We may still be able to bring him to prison in Siberia. Who knows? Now we completely switch our attack, and as you can see, now the incoming fire is a bit of a problem. So, I'm going to see who's firing. I believe it's this guy, and I'm going to cancel that. And it is Belokibul. Belokibul. There we go, still some incoming fire. Might be some enemy artillery there, too. Because now we're getting very close to their line. Or way past their line, I should say. We're past their first two lines. We're on line 3 at this point. So they're getting a little desperate. But even our men, you can see, are being careful, moving in this area. And who wouldn't be? I mean, there are shell holes everywhere. There's smoking. You know, there are a tremendous amount of dead men. Abandoned artillery pieces. And still incoming artillery rounds. So, yeah, this is a dangerous place. Enemy contact? Where's this enemy contact? What did I tell you guys? There's still going to be enemies in the town. And sure enough, there are. Okay, Chimasov was taken out there. And STUKAS as well, guys. So the two tanks we sent to flank over here actually managed to get themselves killed. You can look and see where the other enemy position is. So it's Stepanovka south. And I'm definitely going to advance. Nice, still a few enemies here. Tank's taking care of them. And so is Zaharov. Zaharov, get him! Oh, shit! Incoming already. What is this guy doing? He's just running around in circles. Look at this! Look at this! He's just scaring the German. You're a silly German, I will scare you. You're dead. And now you're dead too. Oh, shit! Why did he throw a nade and then run after it? That's not good. Stop humping the dirt. What are you What is he doing? What is he doing? Oh, Graviteam Y. He's become part of the German. It's the centipede, guys. It's the centipede. Half Soviet, half German. All evil. Oh, shit. There we go. They both died. I'm glad that awful, awful mistake of nature has been destroyed. However, interesting nonetheless. Alright, here we go. Now we're really moving towards the last line of defense the enemy has here. And, of course, I wouldn't want to be in the first wave of infantry attacking. In fact, I think it's crazy, but they're pretty calm. I mean, I guess since all the victories, they don't expect there to be much more resistance. And they've crushed that first line of resistance with ease. Fuck you, copyrights. That's what I say. That's what I say. I'll whistle the shit if I have to. Alright, here we go. Take Dolzinskich. And once again, try to move behind the enemy here. Wow, guys. I am proud of that assault. You guys have got to put down below what you think of the trench assault in this particular battle. I think if I was playing as the Germans in this game, I would have defended a lot better. In fact, I did in the same mission, but we absolutely crushed their central command post, basically. This really was where they were getting a lot of their commands out, at least their infantry commands. They've got more artillery way back there as well as mortars, but in terms of their frontline infantry, we totally just destroyed them in this sector. There we go, incoming artillery fire. We want to get the hell out of here. Like I said, they're not done. They've still got plenty of RE, And they're going to try to use it to kill as many of our infantry in this sector as possible, at the expense of making a lot of their men even more damaged or wounded than they already are. Part of our centipede has been buried in the ground. Game glitches. There are very few, I will say. Like, I've encountered very few. I'm not trying to make light of the game, because that is the first, well, not the first, maybe the second or third that I've encountered since playing. But when they happen, they are hilarious. The other one was, of course, as you guys know, the Kung Fu Russian trooper, when I was playing as the Germans, that killed 3 of my men by jumping into them with his PPSH. I don't know how it works, but apparently it does. Dolinskij. Alright, guys. I will ask for a ceasefire once we've taken this last point, but, you know, I must try. Stalin would not accept anything else. Gotta try to take everything. There we go. We've taken it. Beautiful. Pretty easy capture there, and of course we're still moving some tanks towards Stepanovka. I'm pretty sure there's going to be still some enemies in this region anyway, so it's not like we just take it automatically. Klimenko already sees him. There we go. Shoot, Klimenko. Good shooting. He knows what's up. They're going to have a trench line here, I think. I might have been wrong. Little surprise here. Doesn't look like there's trenches. Just guys standing out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, he's down. What were you doing here by yourself? Can't be by himself, can he? I guess he is. Maybe he just retreated from the main battlefield over here, and that's sort of the remnants. That actually makes sense. Now we have totally taken the key point. That's a major plus. Oh. What did you guys say about Übermenschen? Yeah, I don't think so. Doesn't look like Übermenschen to me. Looks like hamburger patty. Except even more beaten to hell. There we go, guys. Now, unfortunately, Stripnikov killed over here. Like I said, we were going to lose a few tanks moving through this area because the enemy's going to take position in these buildings. As you can see, you can actually get a closer look here. I could actually spot their guy blowing the hell out of our tank here. And well on him. Good on him. Did a good job. It's actually a machine gun unit, so it's actually an AT rifle unit, maybe. Is it an AT rifle? I think it's... I'm not really sure. You guys tell me. You guys are way better at this than I am. I'm hoping that at least our shrapnel here from the explosions of our burning vehicle are getting a few kills. And sometimes they do, believe it or not. It's actually one of my favorite ways to get kills, believe it or not. Here we go. Zaharov. Keep attacking. Holy crap, nasty hits there. He had a lot of AT guns. I can see why. You guys see that out there? And actually, our bombers had hit them initially. Of course, now our bombers are far away from the battlefield. But we might still be able to hit these guys with a few different bits of equipment. So I'm going to try and kill the remaining enemy here. Because those AT guns are just going to get rid of all of our tanks. There we go. Nice shot. Already getting some nice shots. Keep it up, boys. Police are coming to capture me for genocide against the Germans. I've killed too many of them. Alright, cool. So our tanks are already engaging some infantry that have hiked out in this person's backyard. Tell you what, they're in my backyard. I'd give them a piece of my mind. After I left and came back with like 100 partisans, of course, because I don't want to say anything nasty to them and get killed on this spot. Stepanovka south. Keep going, boys. What is this? Enemy planes, guys. That's not good. Those are enemy STUKAS. Definitely enemy STUKAS. Flying and possibly coming to assist. Oh, man. I don't like that one bit. It's going to make the battle much more interesting for the enemy. And definitely give them some support here. Although, so far, we have every single victory point except for one, which is the Stepanovka area 5. Let's see if those guys will come back. I don't like them one bit, though. Move forward, Soviet armor. If I was guessing, I would think that those planes were coming specifically for our tanks. But it doesn't look like they're running on that trajectory. It's kind of hard to tell. Here we go. This is what they're after. Don't tell me they're going to waste their bombs on Stepanovka. I mean, feel free, of course. So these might be, and I mean, I might be calling the shots way too soon, but these might be just to deal with our planes, in case our planes attack. Because I don't see them bombing any targets. I just see them kind of providing recon. They're not even using their machine guns. So maybe they're recon planes. Maybe, and this is also a possibility, they're just looking for our planes. That's what I think. Because I don't see why they wouldn't have bombed the hell out of these tanks already, or at least try to get a few of them. If I see a line of Russian tanks, and I'm playing as the Germans, I'm going to try to bomb that and hit that position with everything in an attempt to at least pop a few tin cans. Medjevish. I've got a name. I've got a friend called that. No, I don't. Stop lying, Agrippa. Stop lying. I've got a friend called Evdemikov. It's true. And Mokachev. Kind of. Okay, here we go. Getting silly now. This is what lack of sleep does to a person. Alright, there we go. We've got some more enemies. Even more behind us. So I'm actually going to send Ozogov to turn back. Because we've got plenty of guys moving on this position. And in fact, we've already kind of taken it. And there we go. The planes are incoming. They might be coming in for a bombing run finally. Maybe not. But before we fully take it, of course, we need to make sure that we clear out any enemies in this sector. Alright, great job. I also want you guys, those of you that have been watching, make sure to put a comment down below to let me know what you thought of this fight so far. Do you guys have fun? Are you enjoying it? Who do you prefer? Do you prefer the perspective of the Russians on the offensive or the Germans on the defensive? Personally, I've always been a defensive guy, so I do prefer, I hate the Germans, don't get me wrong, but I do prefer to play as the Germans in this game just because I really love seeing that huge wave of Russian soldiers coming towards me and having to stop them. But then again, I have to say it was thoroughly enjoyable to storm over these Germans with my tanks, with my men, and just utterly annihilate what was originally a really, really pretty, intricate, and very well-formed defensive line that we utterly destroyed. And if you guys can see here, all of those flags represent commanders. We've taken out so much of the German officer class. It's almost as bad as the Red Purge. We kind of took our Red Purge idea and gave it to the Germans. Basically shot their own officers for them. There we go. Oh boy, now the enemy's attacking for sure. Oh yes, definitely. And we're returning fire. And I'm definitely going to try to grab a ceasefire, my friends. Alright, guys, I thought they might be dealing with our planes, and so far, it doesn't look like that's the case. Although I do like to see our infantry squads trying to take out enemy planes. It's quite funny. It does look like the battle is more or less over. So far, I actually don't know how to give the ceasefire command. I know how to give the withdrawal command. But ceasefire I only know how to accept. So we might just go ahead and continue here and see if we can hit the enemy. By the way, just look at that error from wind. I didn't even realize there was wind probabilities in this game. That is intense. But it's just letting us know that, you know, some of our shots might be off just a little bit due to the windage. And that makes sense. Of course, we've got a lot of enemies back here. I'm not going to go and attack them. Here we go. Keep firing, men. Keep firing. Oh, yeah, they're giving some shots back. But it's mostly machine gun fire, which I don't know how effective it is, since they're not really throwing it down on us like the MiG-3s were on them. And here we go, we've got some enemy troops over here. Kichko. Told you there were going to be still a few stragglers, no matter what. Go, Kichko, you could do this, man. I think you can, anyway. I'm lying, I don't know if you can do it. I'm just assuming you can. Hoping you can. There you go. Kichko, do it! Much ado about nothing there with the enemy planes. They're not even cause of concern for me. Come on, Gichko.